Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Manigandan. So today topic we are going to discuss about SOC. SOC means, as all you are aware very well, Security Operations Center. Security Operations Center means where group of people will work together to protect our organization against cyber threat. What is the meaning of cyber threat? Cyber threat means it could be a malicious person or it could be a malicious things will act intended to damage our organization data, or they will try to steal our organization's data. So this is where SOC will comes to picture to protect our organization against cyber threat. So I hope you understand what is SOC. Then why do we need to have a SOC in our organization? So first we need to understand what is our business objective. Once we know very well about our business objective, then we can go for the SOC. So basically business objective, when it comes to SOC, we can have a continuous monitoring, which means 24/7. As I said, the group of people will do the monitoring our entire tech stack and overall asset, and they will monitoring, is there any malicious events has occurred for any a particular asset, or whether we are getting continuous request from any suspicious or malicious IPs. This is what the SOC people will do the monitoring in entire asset. And when it comes to second point, that is called proactive threat detection. As you are aware, we are not in a position to wait for some security event can occur. Once it is occurred, then we can do the some response. That is not a good approach. So always please make sure to act as a proactive measurement, which means even just imagine someone trying to do some password authentication bypass mechanism. So probably he or she, what they will do, they will try to perform some brute force attack, or they will try to enter some malicious character. So one attempt or two attempt, over the period of time they will get into the system. This is what they will trying to do some malicious action in our organization. When we are properly monitoring in our entire tech stack, then we will get to know, okay, someone trying to enter our organization or something happen in our organization. That is called proactive threat detection. Then we can go for the security expertise, which means, as I mentioned, group of people will work together, where we are going to have a multiple people. As I said, probably a couple of people will work as a security analyst, and a couple of people work as a incident responder, and we can have a threat hunter and a digital forensic investigator and a compliance auditor. So there are n number of peoples, and n number of people having the n number of knowledge in specific tech, IT industry, and they will work together to protect our organization. This is all about security expertise. And optimize the alert rule engine. As I said, end of the day we are going to have a one tool which will trigger some security events, but we don't want to rely on the rules which has been configured in the particular device. So instead of trusting any particular device, we can optimize the rule engine as per a business use case. First we need to understand what are the tech stack that we are using in our organization. Once we understand the tech stack, and day by day we need to understand what are the logs that we are getting from the entire asset. Based on the alert, based on the log, we need to optimize our alert rule engine. Then we can go for the automate the workflow. So basically SOC, we can have a multiple people, couple of people work as a L1 role, and a couple of people will work as a L2 role. So each and every time it is not a good practice to do some manual stuff. So instead of doing some manual stuff, we can go for some automation. So here what I'm trying to say, just imagine we are getting some suspicious requests from the suspicious IP. So usually SOC alone team, what they will do, they will go and do some investigation, and they will try to find out whether that IP is suspicious or not. This is how they used to validate manually. But instead of doing manually, when we are going to integrate multiple platform, I would say threat intelligence with the SIEM tool, we can perform some automation. This is called workflow automation. Or also we can go for the source feature. We will discuss those things in later. And risk to the organization are reduced. As I said, once we get to know about our organization, what has been configured, and what is the loop code which are there in our organization, once we get to know everything, then obviously at the end we are going to reduce our risk. So these are the things are in comes to when we go for SOC in terms of business objective, but it will change. It depends on your I know, like most of the feature point of view, this is all about SIM. But first you need to understand your organization structure, what is there, whether really do you need to have a SOC, something like that. You need to understand about your business. So I hope now you understand about SOC and business objective. But as I said, we can have a people, they will work together, they will do some monitoring. Okay, but what is the first and foremost thing? That is called SIM. So first we need to have a SIM tool, that is called security incident event management tool. Basically the tool will help us to collect the data which has been triggered across the infra devices. That is called data collection. Once data collection process has completed, then it will do the data aggregation. After that it will do the data enrichment, then it will do the data decoder. Finally it will do the data correlation engine. So data correlation engine will work depends on the correlation rule what has been configured in the SIM tool. So based on the correlation rule, if any security logs that are matched for the particular IP, then immediately it will trigger the event. So these are all about backend process in terms of SIM tool. So whenever you are going to build any SOC team, first and foremost thing, please try to understand you need to have a proper SIM tool. I hope you understand what is SIM tool. Then I'm going to discover a couple of use case that we need to address whenever you are going to buy or you are going to implement any SIM tool in your organization. First try to understand these are the feature these are the features that should be in the SIM tool. But in market we can get a number of tools, but some of the tool can have some of the feature, but some of the tool doesn't have some of the feature. That is how overall SIM tool will in there in our industry. But these are the use cases. First try to understand what is a threat intelligence. As I said, it is a kind of like I would say it could be automation process, or it will try to identify the attacker motive, attacker use case, or attacker intention. So those things we can understand when we go for the threat intelligence. So basically we are going to find out the actual begin motive for the particular IP. So those things we can get from the threat intelligence. When we go for the threat hunting, we are going to address existing threat which are there in our organization. It could be a malicious file, it could be a malicious things which are there in our organization. We are not identifying until unless it will create some impact in our organization. So when we are going to do some threat hunting, we are going to identify the existing threat that are there in our organization. When we go for the machine learning, so basically machine learning is nowadays all the SIM tool will give a machine learning feature. So basically the purpose of machine learning is that to identify the user and entity behavior analysis. So just imagine per day X person who is trying to log into the system, basically he can do one attempt or two attempt. That is how he used to work throughout day. But unfortunately if multiple login attempt triggered by that particular user, means that it could be some suspicious activity which is happening for the particular IP. So when you are going to have a machine learning feature in that particular product, it will try to analyze the user behavior, what is happened since last decade or a couple of days or a couple of months for the particular. So what is happening now, so it will do the due diligence in the particular behavior wise. So we need to have a machine learning, that is a mandatory thing. And data localization. So currently our business is growing beyond the limit. You can have your business in India or Europe or any in Middle East, any country you can have the in your business. But please make sure you need to remember the compliance point of view. So what are the data are you going to get from the tech stack or the device which has been deployed in your organization? So those data should not be transferred from one country to another country, or you should not you should not save any customer data, customer personal identification information, or customer PI data, PCI data. So those things are managed. It will change, it depends on the country where you are going to build the SIEM tool. So data localization, please make sure where are you going to deploy your product. Once you understand the complaints for the particular country, then based on that you can work and you can deploy your product. Then when it comes to SOAR feature, basically SOAR is a separate platform, I would say separate product, security orchestration, automation and response. But nowadays that SIEM tool itself, they are ready to give a SOAR feature. So when you are going to buy any SIEM tool, please make sure are able to get SOAR feature in that particular product. And we can go for the user entity behavior, as I said, that machine learning. So it's a kind of another use case. And the dark web monitoring, I don't think though dark web monitoring feature will comes to this one SIEM tool, but still some of the SIEM tool will give a option to integrate a dark web monitoring tool with SIEM. So basically dark web monitoring means nothing but that is a separate word. If anyone who is using your company data, or who is using your template, company logo, or a company web page, whatever it is, if anyone using mirror of your data, then dark web monitoring, it's a word, this tool will try to figure out. If it is there, then immediately it will notify to the respective user. So that is how workflow will comes to picture. Then so dark web monitoring and centralized dashboard. So if you are running your business in one country, then you don't, obviously you are going to have a one dashboard. But just imagine if you are going to have a multiple if you are going to build your business in multiple country, so if you have a centralized dashboard, that would be well and good for you to you can monitoring all the security even in a centralized location. So please make sure that point when you are going to buy a SIEM tool. And last and final thing is that not final, just there are another some of the feature will comes to picture, but file integrity monitoring also. Nowadays we can get file integrity means, as you are aware, any integrity of the file has been changed. If it is changed, immediately we can get an alert in the SIEM tool. So this is all about majorly consider use cases for SOC. Then checklist. So already we understood about the use cases what we need to have in a SIEM tool. Based on that you can work and you can try to finalize the product. But on top of that, technology integration, please make sure, because since you have a n number of technology product which are running in your organization, first try to understand what are the product that you are using in your organization, and please make sure whether you can integrate those product with the SIEM. Once you have a confidence, then you can go for that particular tool. And think about the scalability point of view, because nowadays you can have a 10 device, but over the period of time you will going to buy a 10 device, 30 device, 40 device, even it will go up to 100 device. So at the time you end of the day, you are going to get more events that are generated in the particular device. So whether that SIEM tool will handle all the events, or if record you need to deploy another instance for the data processing point of view. So whether the tool will opt for you, so you have to think that point of also. And geolocation, geolocation means like we can get on-premises deployment or SaaS solution. It's up to you how the product will support, whether it could be on-premises, it could be on-premises. When it comes to SaaS model, we can have some pros and cons. When we go for the this one on-premises, that time we can have some pros and cons. This is how it will work. But please make sure which is opt for you, you can work accordingly. And custom reporting, in nowadays all SIEM tool will give a custom reporting option. But again, please ensure whether you can get the custom reporting feature or not. And the company's point of view, it's up to you, what business you are doing and what are the data that you are handling. So based on your business objective, you can verify the complaints, whether that SIEM tool will support your complaints, something like that. You can verify that part. And integration to service tech and technical support, yes. So end of the day, we are going to have a ticketing tool where we will submit the request or submit the incident based on the severity. So if the tool will support to integrate all the ticketing tool, it could be a Jira ticket, it could be a Redmine, or it could be a Smart ID, it could be, there are a number of ticketing which are available in market. So please make sure you can integrate not. And out of the use case and connector, which means Basically each and every tool will have some use cases, and based on that it will trigger some security events. But and please make sure whether you are able to customize the correlation engine, because as I said that whoever going to give a product for you, that product will have a feature which are applicable in a generic manner. It will because they are going to sell product for entire globe, not only for you. So they are not going to build a product only for you. So based on that is how they used to build the product. But once it will comes to your hand, you have to think about, okay, I am using IoT device, so data set structure and the data index something different, so I want to do some correlation engine, whether the tool will support to do the correlation or to optimize the data structure what I'm using now. So that is how you have to think. Okay, then as I said, threat intelligence, UABA, already we discussed threat hunting. So these are the platform. In default each and every SIEM tool will have this feature, but if it is not, please make sure whether do we need to have a separate module, or do we need to have separate license, or they will allow us to integrate the open source tool with existing SIEM solution. So these are the things you can get to know from the respective vendor, whoever going to get in touch with you. And this one, vulnerability management. So vulnerability management, as you're aware, we can have an SS tool, Accuratics, Burp Professional. There are so many tools are available. So once you have this one necessary report or any vulnerability assessment report from any vulnerability assessment tool, at end you can import those report into SIEM solution. So it will correlate all the findings at end the centralized manner. It is going to give a dashboard for you, so that you can verify, okay, what are the vulnerabilities are there, and what are the IPs are affected, and what are the things that we need to fix. You can have a centralized manner, so that if any auditing person will come to you and if they are asking some details, you can immediately say, okay, this is the vulnerability, this is the last 6-month report, this is the 3-month report. So you can have a centralized dashboard where you can have the vulnerability management. So this is all about a checklist. So and tool list. So again there are a number of tools that are available in market, but I'm for understanding purpose I'm going to list out few tools, so you can verify and you can compare those tool feature, and if you are well and good for any specific tool, and you can interact with them, the respective people. So ProAct, which is provided by CISA, and Wazo is a open source tool. At the same time, even we can get the license also. And Securonics, it's a SaaS based solution, and we can have a Kurukul product, QRadar, Splunk. As you are aware, it is a market leading product, and we can go for the 40 ASM. It is provided by Fortinet team, and we can have a LTS secure logarithm, ELK stack, and Logstash and Kibana, and finally Microsoft Sentinel. So thank you so much everyone. I hope you understand what is SOC and what is SIEM, and these are the list of tools which we can use for the SIEM. So if you have any doubt, please feel free to put comment in the comment box. I will try to answer. Thank you everyone.